It's been a long time coming, but guys, we are here. Finally, we've started the FPL Banter channel. And without further ado, I'm your host, Katz, doing the most coast to coast. And we got Chaps in the building as well, in the middle of the screen there. Chaps, what up, bro? Yeah, he's more the silent one. Goba.
How's it, man?
Goba's my other man. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? You good?
How's it, Kat? How's
Yeah.
it, Chaps?
Yeah, man. So
I'm happy that you finally got to do this. Sweet.
yeah, man. It's been a while, dog. You know, and you know what I like? Just to let you guys know from the channel, we all from South Africa. We got something called load shedding. And if this doesn't tell you that we do or die, say we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. Right now, we all do not have electricity in our house. So yeah, we'll have some days like this, but we're not gonna let it stop us. But yeah, just to take you through the program of the screen, guys, of the show, guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through our teams. This is FPL Banter. We're basically gonna show some love, and we're also gonna banter our teams on our thoughts and what we think we should do. And throughout the season, we'll be giving reviews and post basically of how we've done and how we're not doing, and just enjoy the love, bro. Enjoy the love of FPL. And honestly, if you guys want to join us, what we will do is we'll actually create a league, and what we'll do is we'll put the code of the league in the bottom. Today's show is basically just going to look at our first drafts and see what we're thinking, I think before the big game. So since I'm the one doing so much damn talking, I think I'll be the first person to do my draft. So you guys can see my draft, and I think let me go through it, and you guys can, you guys can tell me what you think of my thoughts, whether I'm delusional or what. But frankly, I'm thinking, hey guys, I'm gonna win FPL here. I got a Nona in goals, and then I've got a Stupinian on my starting 11. It's a 3-4-3 formation. I've got a Stupinian, and I got Stones, and I got Gabriel in the back. Then in the 4 midfield, I've got Saka, Foden, Rashford, Mitoma. And then my 3 strikers is Jesus, Haaland, and Watkins. So now right off the bat there, Watkins is a differential, right? Out on the bench, we all got Areola. My first sub is Chilwell. And then Baldock, which is the 4.0 million. And then Anderson is the 4.5 midfielder. And no, actually, I don't have any money in the bank last time I checked. But I thought I would have 0.5. But I don't have any money in the bank. So yeah. This team for me was built on looking 6 weeks ahead. So it's about being able to rotate in the fixtures. It's really a fixture orientated type of a team. I didn't want to take too much risks. So when I say risks, what I meant different people in the FPL community, they'll go for a new signing, be a Liverpool Szoboszlai, whatever that guy's name is. We have butcher names all freaking season long. I feel like for me personally, I feel like people like new signings are a risk. Be it guys who are coming from a new thingy, a new league. But even Havertz for me is a new signing, and he still has to fit into the system. That's a risk for me. So I don't want to take too much of a risk. I wanted to play guys who are FPL proven, and then fixture. Yeah. So guys, what do you think? What do you think of my team?
Come on, let you go first because
Oh yeah. No. Oh Nana, what's your name? Oh Nana. No, listen, let me tell you something. Oh Nana is not a risk. As far as I'm concerned, he's definitely gonna be in goal. Your back line is not a risk. It's everybody in the back line there is solid. And look, I'm an Arsenal fan. If nobody knows, I'm an Arsenal fan. Okay, but based on my like content consumption, he's due bonus points because he's a goalkeeper playing. He does like 50 passes per game. So for me, no risk. I'm looking at the bonus points there. That's what I'm looking at when there's a clean sheet.
Okay. Thanks. But like for me, I'm a Man United fan, right? Yeah, thank you for the props you gave us. That back four, you think we're doing well. I disagree with that. I think Onana is going to take him some time to settle in England. I'm also keen to see how best the guys in front of him play. Just looking at the preseason, we haven't been solid defensively. So for me, Onana, I just hope that he gets you those bonus points now in the first, what you did say, 6 weeks. Back four. Okay, back four, fine. He's decent.
Standard.
I agree with that.
Wait, just to add there, I just want to add there, staying with the goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I really agree with what you're saying. I'm also a Man United fan, right? And I 100% agree with what you're saying in terms of he has to adjust, not just to the league, but also with the back four in front of him. Now, let's not forget, right? Never mind preseason. Yes, everybody, we know that we lost like 3 games or whatever, 4 games or whatever in preseason. But yes, we have Lisandro and what's his name? Varane. Let's not forget that Varane is injury prone, you know? And what does that mean? If Varane is injury prone, who's the alternative there? Who's the replacement there?
Maguire.
The fridge.
Lindelof.
Right? Which is Harry Maguire.
The fridge, Lindelof.
Exactly. So when he comes in, yes.
Yeah, maybe Evans.
All right. Yeah, in most cases, yes, it would be Lindelof. But in some instances, yes, Maguire might be used to actually play in that position. All right. So now, because of that, and what happened on the weekend, apparently Onana went on a hell of a rant with Maguire on the field because we were shouting at him because he made a pass that he shouldn't have done. So, so now I just think that it'll take a little bit of time for them to actually click. All right. I don't think right off the bat they're going to be, that good. Considering looking at their fixtures, right? I mean, Wolves, we got Wolves at home, first game, and then we got Spurs, and then Nottingham Forest, and then Arsenal on our fourth game, and then Brighton, and then Forest, and then Brighton, and then Burnley, and then Crystal Palace, right? Those first 4 games, or 5 games, we got Arsenal, Brighton, and Tottenham. I don't see much clean sheets. And remember, with the goalie, it's not all about, save points and whatever. You got to try and at least go for clean sheets.
Yeah.
If you can get a goalkeeper that can get you clean sheets, better. You know what I mean? I know they're expensive and whatever, those who sort of like guarantee you clean sheets, but I just feel like trying to go for something that's for a guy like Onana.
For me, what?
Like I said, I am a Man United supporter. I don't really like that decision. But
don't you think?
Anyway, that's your team.
But don't you think though? And you know what? That's what I saw with the fixtures as well. And I said to myself, you know what? For me, my goalkeeper, I don't want to be rotating him, dog. Like a lot of the people in the community.
No, that's fine. Goalkeepers, you shouldn't be rotating anyway. It's like in normal football. You don't want to do that with any goalkeeper.
Nah.
But for me, with that,
for me, how I wish, because that's how it all is. It's how you freaking wish. But like how I see those difficult fixtures is like save points, dog. And like where it's not a difficult fixture, 6 points. Because of course, yes, right, we want to go for the 6 points, But where the easy fixture is, let's grab the 6 point. Let's grab the clean sheet, clean sheet. Where the difficult game is, let's grab the saves. You know, let's grab the saves. Trying to think. There's Tottenham straight after this one, second week. I'm looking at clean save points. You know, then I think you guys got Crystal Palace the third game. I'm looking for a clean sheet. You know, and then
Forest. You got Forest.
Forest. Yeah, you got Crystal Palace somewhere. You got Crystal Palace somewhere along there. So like, yeah, there's some
that's
difficult.
like the 7th game.
There's some difficult games, but for me, I'd rather Onana, dog, because when it comes to those easy games, I honestly feel like he's gonna get me those bonus points. You know, my other option in my previous drafts, because like I do drafts like where I do like a draft probably per day, was Steele. I actually had Steele, and he actually saved me 0.5 for the team. So I would have had 0.5 in the bank if I had Steele. But I just felt like I would be rotating Steele. And I don't want to rotate my keeper.
But then here's a question for you. What do you prioritize more in a goalie, right? Or what makes you choose a goalie? Is it whether they can get you clean sheet points, or bonus save points? Which is more important to you?
Oh, for me, like
what is the deciding factor for you?
It's clean sheets. But chaps, if we were all going on clean sheets for 5 million, who we gonna pick? The only guy we can really go for clean sheets, no budget, is Edison. And Nakona, we even like just scraping it because why? Sometimes Man City's like winning like 4-0 and then they just like, you guys can score. You know what I mean? And you like,
don't get me started on that guy. That guy, I swear, I lost a mini league because of that idiot. Anyway.
Okay, let's not spend too much time on Onana. What do you guys think of the differential in Watkins? Because he's a huge differential in a lot of teams, not just your guys' teams.
No, to be honest, I'm sorry, Aston Villa. I don't see what the big deal is with Aston Villa.
You haven't watched them?
Yeah, they got a good manager and whatever. I seriously, I do not see what the big deal is. I do not.
Let me tell you something, man.
I really don't. For me, they are literally not bang average, but they just like, just that team that's going to be fighting for top 10. Okay, not even top 10, but fighting
not
for
even top 10.
like conference. Okay, not top 10, but fighting for like Conference League or Europa League even.
I get you. I get you. But let me maybe you haven't been paying attention to preseason. But in terms of signings and seeing them, for me, people to watch in FPL assets, it's Diaby. I watched him play in the summer series for FPL, and let me tell you something, man. He's a Saka / Salah on that right-hand side, cutting in with his left. Like he's either supplying or involved in the game, in the goal, or just scoring the goal. And he's really linking up well with Watkins. And it's nice. He's a 6.5 asset. And there's a nice rotation system with
that's quite pricey, eh?
6.5.
At 6.5. Because another thing, no, dude, 6.5 for me, that is expensive. I mean, for someone who's not even trialed and tested, he's a new kid around the block. And another thing with preseason, again, like preseason, there's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. You're just getting told to go out there and have fun. Okay. It's a total different story when there are thousands and thousands of fans in the stadium. I mean, bruh, the W is everything.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, Watkins, just to answer your question, he's too inconsistent. He is a decent striker, but when I look at last season, bro, that guy he got fed so much ball, his movement, his work rate off the ball, it's not good enough to be opening the season with him. I'm sorry.
I get you.
No, let's go back to what you said, KK, about preseason, right?
Yeah.
You're going on and on about Diaby, but nothing much about Watkins. From if
Exactly.
memory serves you correctly, I think Watkins only scored about 1 goal, if not 2 goals, out of those 3
Yeah,
or 4
but
games in preseason.
yeah, but
Right.
his goal
Diaby
involvement is
probably
good.
scored about like 2. I think he's got 2 goals and maybe an assist somewhere here and there. But still, I mean, Aston Villa, I saw Matty Cash got a goal. I saw that one. But
Yeah.
in terms of, you know, other than that, Watkins himself, I hardly saw anything from that guy. Literally.
So
There was nothing that screams from me from Aston Villa to say, you know what, this guy might be dangerous this season.
yeah,
Right? And just to go back to what Goba was saying, last season, Watkins he had his up and downs, you know, like seriously, 1 minute is hot, 1 minute is not. I mean, like, dude, make up your mind, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So, like, for me, it's like,
it's a nah.
yes, differential, but I just feel like, nah, bro, nah, I can't. I think last season, for him, it would have been one of those. Was it his first season at Aston Villa?
Last season, no, it wasn't. It was probably his third or something. This is probably his fourth.
Second or third.
He's been there for a while, bro. He's been there for a while.
I just think I think that with Watkins, maybe it's just one of those things where it was like a new manager bounce type of thing, because as soon as Emery came in, then he started banging. You know, everything started. Yeah, it started clicking for him.
Yeah,
and I think then teams didn't really know how to react to the new Emery type of team, you know. But I think this season, everybody's gonna sort of like figure them out, type of thing, you know, especially with Watkins. I think that's why with Diaby, it's a fresh face. I think he's gonna do well, you know. But in terms of Watkins himself, nah.
All right.
I don't see it. Especially, how much is he? He's like 8.5 now, right?
He's 8. He's basically Jesus.
Yeah, it's
8.
Mm.
That's too much, bro.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Nah.
For me, 8 million. That's
you put that in the midfield.
That's a lot. I'm sorry. There are more. For me, I feel that there's cheaper strikers that can bring more value. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So Nkunku for one, Jackson at Chelsea, hell, even Darwin Núñez, you know, hell. So Watkins, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
All right, fair. Speaking about Nkunku, let's move on to the next draft. Goba, we're going to get into your draft now.
Before we move on,
I
just want to ask you, why did you go with that formation?
This formation? For me, honestly, I'm looking for goals, bro. And I feel like, you can get goals from a 3-5-2 and you can get goals from a 3-4-3. But when you look at everybody that I've got there, front line, they're all in the front three. And yes, that's what we're all going for. But Watkins, penalty taker. Haaland, penalty taker. Saka, penalty taker. Rashford, potential penalty taker. If I could, I would make Foden's position a penalty taker and Mitoma a penalty taker. But based on fixtures, I'm not going to play Mbeumo now because Mbeumo his first 2 fixtures are not so favorable. And then who's another guy I was thinking of? I could have upgraded Foden to also a Bruno. But then I was just like, nah, I really want to have 3 Man City assets. Plus, he's looking more nailed now that there's rumors that Bernardo Silva as well is going to leave. So I'm looking for anybody who's up in that front 3, who's involved in a goal. That's what it's about for me. And I just feel like I can get that from those guys in that front 3. And I wanted 3 strikers as well. I feel like with 2 strikers, being an Arsenal fan, Jesus gets the chances and stuff. You know, he had his injuries and everything.
What?
But
are you mad?
I just don't trust he's gonna,
What are you talking about? Jesus gets the chances.
No, Jesus, dog. Look, Jesus does get the chances, and I mean, I'm not talking about like Haaland chances, creations, and stuff like that. But my point is, like, compared to the number of chances he gets, compared to the goals that he gets, It's not like even a 60%, you know. And bear in mind the way Arsenal also play, right? It's almost like a walk it in type of goal, you know. So it's not like his chances are like absurd hard chances. Do you know what I mean? It's like lob, header it in, like finish it. Like you probably got like a one touch,
Yeah,
you know.
I was actually about to say,
So you should be scoring those. That's what we got him for. He's not.
yeah,
We're not
Kat, to
expecting.
support you there. I don't think I don't think he gets a lot of chances.
You think he just gets
Yes,
good
I don't think
chances,
he
but he
gets a lot
doesn't
of
finish.
chances. But the few that he does get, he finishes.
Nah,
Yeah,
guys, come on now.
definitely a good finisher.
Come now, guys. No.
No,
You guys are talking nonsense. Do you know what you guys are smoking on the East Coast? This guy, all right. Bear in mind, yes, he got injured last season, right? But he got 11 goals, right? 7 assists, right? You know what that tells me? To me, that tells me he's not really a number 9, but more of he plays more of a Firmino role.
Yeah.
Remember Firmino role in the
Liverpool
successful
man,
Liverpool team.
Yeah.
He was not the main target, but he was that build up
Yeah.
player, you know, to support the wingers, right? The Martinellis and the Sakas and the Odegaards and so forth, right? For me, that's how I see Jesus at Arsenal. Not that number 9 that's going to be banging goals. I mean, even at at City, guy, did that guy really score 20 goals? No. Max 15 goals.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So for me, I don't see why is everybody's on this bandwagon for Gabriel Jesus. I really don't. I understand last season. The only reason, okay, I admit last season I went for Gabriel Jesus as well from day one. And the reason being, yes, the only reason being is because literally he was the highest owned player in the game at like a ridiculous 80% or something like that. So I didn't want to take a chance. I put him in, and luckily it worked out. All right. And then Haaland came into the picture.
You followed everybody else.
He did.
Yes.
He bandwagoned it.
Only on that. Yes. Exactly. Only because of that.
No, but look. One
it worked.
thing I'll say about Jesus, he's a smart footballer.
He is intelligent.
Like you said, sometimes you don't need a striker to bang in goals. His positioning is insane, and like you said, he brings in and he plays the wingers. So for me, that's why he's there. And this is the second season, and I know for a fact that Arteta learned from last season. So you will definitely see more of Jesus.
Yeah. And the reason for me, just quick before we move on to Gobas, because I want to give everybody's team a good shout, you know. The reason why I've chosen him is because of his goal involvement, dude. Like the goals in Arsenal are spread out, unlike City, you know, where it's pretty much one man and then everybody's lucky if they get a freaking goal. And Jesus will either score or he'll help in getting a goal, either help the midfield or help the two guys on the wing, you know, Martinelli and Saka. And that's why I've got him there, is for that goal involvement. Because let's be honest, bro, there's not a lot of hot strikers in the FPL. Do you know what I mean? Like Wilson, yes, he scores goals, but goal involvement, no, hardly. You know, Isak, there's some goals, there's more goal involvement. You know what I mean? And then, you know, even talking about other strikers, Darwin Núñez, you're considering last season, hey, you were freaking lucky if the guy scored a goal. You know, he'll more give you a red card than a goal. You know, and I could go on, you know. So I feel like with this season, I think not injuries, but like with a bit of consistency, he'll be good. Cool. Goba, let's go to your team, dog.
Remember this episode. I warned you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, with me, obviously you guys can all see I'm playing a 3-5-2. I've got Pickford in goal. We've got Trent, Gabriel,
Mm.
Ospina, right? Saka, Mitoma, Rashford, Koulibaly. That's my differential. I'm not really too sure about him, but he's there. Diego Jota. So I saved 4.5 bar from getting Salah. I really wanted Salah, but in terms of just diversifying the team, I was like, you know what? Let me sacrifice, get Jota. I really like his energy, his goal involvement, and he can bang goals here and there. Okay, whoever doesn't have Haaland is playing games. Mr. Hattrick. That's the only reason why he's there. You know, he can blank 2 games and score your hat-trick the next. So keep him there for now. And then I've got to Jesus. I'm sure you picked up. I was kind of like defending KK's team there because he's in my team as well. So he got a spot on my bench. Ariola, Vissa. I got him in my team purely for the fact that Ivan Toney has got that. I think it's got like a 9-match ban or something like that.
Yeah.
So Brentford, I'm hoping that he should be jamming. So he will obviously come in if I see the need. And then I've got Bull. He's a decent defender. Keen to see how he actually shapes up within the Premier League. And then Mings as well for his contribution in corners. Yeah, so guys, that's pretty much my team, eh? What do you guys think?
I don't know if I should I let the elders go first, Chabe? You want to go first, or should I go first?
Oh, Chabe, he's ready to butcher. That's smart. He's ready to take
I know. He's looking. He's like, no, he's got some of that smart.
You know what? Let me start. Let me go. Because... Let me go at this. Who is that guy there? Koulibaly. What's that?
Hey, you know what? I didn't want to say nothing now. I'm just looking at this Koulibaly. Hey.
No, like
what is that?
For me, last season, this guy, dude, he's been holding his team up, eh? And he's a bargain at 4 million. But hence why I did say he's that differential where I'm like, I mean, even looking at the fixtures, they're all 2s. You know, they've got Crystal Palace, they've got Forest, and then obviously besides the City one. Yeah. He's a Sheffield guy, young lighty. He's decent.
Yeah, Sheffield got nice fixtures.
But again, you know, it is a draft.
Okay, so how much money do you have in the bank?
I've got a 0.5.
Because
I've always got money in the bank.
I'm looking at this team. I'm like, hey, this guy's got money to put Trent in the back and put. I'm like, nah, dog.
I'm that guy, bro. You've always got to have money for.
So now my question is, right? Because I see there's a whole lot of similarities with KK's team. So now my question is, why did you go for Liverpool, guys? Because Cat didn't go for Liverpool.
Yeah. No, Cat does have Liverpool guys, but anyway,
no, I
wasn't looking at Cat's team. Okay, this season for me is where we see Liverpool at their best. Whenever Liverpool have a shit season, they always come back strong. Trent, he's playing in the midfield. I really like that. His vision, his composure, his link-up play is sublime, right? Jota, like I said, he's a small little guy. You take him for granted. I actually wanted to put Darwin Núñez in this team, purely for the fact that I feel that he knows how to finish now. He's not as, how can I say, he's more relaxed onto the ball and calmer. Last season, you could see that he was just trying too hard. Didn't have the patience. So, no, he was trying too hard last season. So for me, Jota now, at least at link-up play, if he's not getting assists from Salah, he'll be making the assists. So he's relatively decent. But Liverpool's got a lot to prove, more than any other team, I feel. And Klopp, I mean, his job is on the line. I don't think they'll keep him if he doesn't do the right thing this season.
Really?
No, I don't think they'll keep him.
Hey, bro, that's like...
They won't keep who?
That's a Klopp.
Klopp.
Manager.
What are you talking about? That guy's
He's Arsene Wenger, bro. Like,
that guy's got a
not going
job for
anywhere.
life.
Yeah,
That guy
dog.
can, even if they get relegated, they'll still
Dude,
keep
they'll
him.
still keep
You guys, you'll be surprised.
He's Alex
You'll be
Ferguson down
surprised.
there, dude.
Yeah.
Nah, he'll stay. He'll
Nah,
stay. But I hear you. But I hear you. I hear you. Chabi, are you done?
No. You know what? The reason why I ask is in one of my earlier drafts, I also had Trent and I also had Nunes, right?
Nunes, yeah.
And then I removed, and then I removed both of them, and solely because of the fixtures, right? Because when I looked at the fixtures, I was like, nah, you know what? And I looked at their preseason games, right? I saw that they conceded quite a few goals, right? And then I looked at their fixtures, right? I mean, first game is Chelsea, right?
Chelsea.
Away. All right. Now Chelsea's got a point to prove. First game at home, that type of thing. And if I think about it, right? What's his name? He's moving into midfield, Trent. So
Yeah.
on the right, who's gonna play there? Right back. It's not Gomez. It's probably gonna be some other idiot.
He's gonna
Whoever it
convert.
is, they're gonna get cooked by Mudryk. All right. Mudryk that guy is like Flash on steroids, like literally. You know, so like seriously,
But
whoever it is, they're gonna get cooked.
Chap-
Even on the other side, all right, you got Sterling or who's the other guy?
Madueke.
Could be Nkunku as well.
You, James,
I
enjoy
just
the
feel like
Platina.
in that first game, they're gonna concede, right? And then who else are they playing?
Bro, they're playing
Let's have a
everybody,
look here.
bro.
Second game is Bournemouth at home. I understand, yes,
Bournemouth
it's at
and then
home. They'll
Newcastle.
definitely win that. Newcastle, then Aston Villa. All right. Never mind what I said earlier on about Aston Villa, but Aston Villa can do a bit of a job. You know?
What do you mean, never mind?
No. Hear me. No. They can do a bit
Guys.
of a job. So those four fixtures, right?
Wait.
Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Chelsea, they're a bit hardish. All right. And I feel like they can concede.
Chaps.
Already there goes clean sheet away from Trent. All right. Preseason, Trent has only had like 2 assists. Aye, Joe, from somebody who's playing in midfield. No, my friend.
For 8 million, dog. For 8 million.
8
Wait,
million.
Chap,
No,
look,
my friend. No.
Guys,
So
I'm
the only
gonna say
people
one thing
from-
about Liverpool. Wait. For me, when I look at Liverpool, I don't look at fixtures. These guys, if you look at last season, they dropped points on smaller teams. These guys have got BMT. When they play the big boys, they bring it. We got pumped 7-0 and they were playing shockingly before that. After that, they got knocked. Okay? So me selecting these guys, looking at their fixtures, they've got a lot to prove. Okay, I can be wrong, but I also feel that
All right, guys. So, as you know, load shedding happens, like I explained at the beginning of the episode. We got a little bit of a cut there from all our sides, to be honest. So, we really want to say sorry about that. But we'll pick it up from where we left, which is Goba's team. And I know Chabe was just talking, Goba was defending how Liverpool's actually performs in big teams. So, yeah, Chabe, you still got something to say about Goba's team and the fixtures Liverpool have.
Good morning, colleagues.
Yeah, man. Before I was so rudely interrupted by the load shedding. Yeah, let me just say, look, with Liverpool, I had the Liverpool players, but then I decided against it, and literally, basically, because of the first couple of fixtures, it doesn't look so good. In particular, the first 4 fixtures, I see they got Chelsea and Newcastle away, and then they also got Aston Villa, and in between all of that, they got Bournemouth as their second game or first game at home. I was like, nah, man. Even though I slagged Aston Villa, I still think they're capable of holding off Liverpool's attack. So for me, I decided against it. And Trent, 8 million, that's a lot of money, man. That's a
It's
lot
too
of money.
much, man. It's
And
too
in
much.
preseason, he hasn't showed much. I think he's only got like 2 assists in his so-called new role in midfield. So for me, I decided to use that money elsewhere. Look, for me, the only value I see at the moment where you could have value, or you could have the Liverpool players is Jota and maybe even Nunes. Look, Klopp loves Jota. He loves that guy. No matter what, if that guy is fit and able, Jota will play. And then I'd go for Nunes as well. But that's just saying for now. I wouldn't pick a lot of Liverpool players, mainly because of the fixtures. Those first 4 fixtures. Yeah, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good, eh? Doesn't look
Yeah.
good.
I think from my side, dog, like if I was just to get onto the Trent debate, it's not worth it. And I'll put it to you like this, ne? Would you pay 8 million for Sergio Busquets? And I use Sergio Busquets because, he did have a role playing forward, like he did spray some passes, but that's basically all Trent is going to be doing. He's going to be spraying passes around and stuff like that. And in that 6 role, if you ask me, in my opinion, I think he'll get less assists. I honestly think he'll get less assists in that 6 role, because that's what he's doing. He's really inverting that 6 role, and his passes are going more to the wingers rather than direct into the center. Whereas when he was playing as a right back, his passes were coming from the right hand side, were going more direct into the goals. So you're looking to hope to get either assists from corners and maybe goals even from free kicks, and hope that he runs onto a shot. And with that, I'll paired onto the fixtures. I'm like, that 8 million could be spread out somewhere else, dog, in my opinion. And then it's just also like with other people, like, yeah, Jota's good, yeah, Nunes is good, I get it. But it's just the uncertainty of, it's not even uncertainty. They will play. But these guys are each going to play like 60 minutes, 30 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And like, you want to get somebody who's guaranteed at least 18 minutes, and you like, look, do what you can in those 18 minutes, because in 60 minutes, sometimes people just can't perform, let alone against Chelsea, Newcastle, like all of those fixture heavy, how heavy their fixtures are going to be. So I think your draft is definitely going to change. Also, considering, for me, the other point is, recording this on Thursday, we also just heard that Jesus is injured. So it's going to open up doors for you. I think we're all going to hop onto the Nkungud bandwagon that Machave has going on.
I told you about Jesus.
Wait,
told you.
wait. Before you guys even go anywhere, I really feel sorry for these Liverpool fans, eh? Gee whiz, the confidence you guys are giving them. But no, fair enough. It is a draft. It's highly unlikely that I'm going to change these guys.
What?
But thanks, guys. I appreciate your feedback.
Go back.
But you know what?
What?
Let's just see the first 2 games.
Nah, go back. Let me tell you something. You have to change these. Let me tell you. No. You see, now I'm really trying to help you, because I don't want to whoop your ass that bad. Okay. Let me tell you why you have to change these Liverpool guys. You have to get them out. They've changed the core of their team. That midfield is different. There's no Fabinho. There's no Henderson. There's no, I'm going to go back as far as Wijnaldum and whatever. Basically, the guys playing in the midfield are all new. They have to link up with the rest of the team, back and front. They need to get used to that in the Premier League condition. Let me tell you something. It's going to take more than 2 games to do that. And not just more than 2 games. I think they're going to have a real tough run in this first, like, after the fixtures only really look good after like game week 8. I think from now till game week 8, these guys are going to be struggling, not just because their fixtures are tough, but because they got a entirely new core. And then you're going to be looking back and you're going to be like, fuck, hey, you know what? Cat was right, dog. Like, these guys are getting used to it. I think only, and you'll see, watch. Once the fixtures get good, people are going to be like, oh, their fixtures are good. That's why they're doing good. No, it's because they had 8 games against hard-ass teams to get their core also, like, working together. And Trent is also like, so when I say getting used to a new role, he is getting used to it. This guy only started doing this role like at the end of last year. Do you know what I mean? And then like in preseason a bit, but not even doing it with like the core team. You know, he's doing it like in preseason, like we all say, with like, you know, he's practicing or whatever. He started to do it in England as well, but even within England, it's a bit different. In Liverpool, he's doing it like a proper 6. There was no Fabinho next to him. You know, so I honestly encourage you to change those guys. I would look at some Chelsea guys only because after game week 2, no, seriously, after game week 2, people are going to be rushing to get onto Chelsea assets. And these Liverpool assets that you got are going to deplete your squad value. And then you won't be able to start buying those other guys. So that's where I'm coming from. Just to save your squad value and yeah, it's just thinking about it like that. You know, even Arsenal, they're not going to start well. That's why I might just have only 2 Arsenal players. Like with Jesus out, Martinelli doesn't do well. And that's what happened last season. When Jesus came back, Martinelli started doing well. Like certain players honestly link and do certain things very well. And if you still want to stick to Liverpool, I would just invest in Salah. I'll take out Trent. I'll take out Jota. I'll just do Salah because he's fixture proof. It doesn't matter what fixture he plays. If there's a goal, he's involved, whether he scores or he's passed.
At 12 million rand. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Take out Trent and take out Jota. You take out Trent, you take out Jota, and you put in just Salah. You've got freaking Haaland, Rashford, and Salah, and Salah. And then you can put like a nice, you got Mings as well. Is 4.0, 4.5 midfielders, defenders, bro. They there, bro. You know, they're really there. You know, I'm just saying, if you really want Liverpool, that's if you really want Liverpool. But nah, waste the time, dog. Waste the time.
No, short, guys. Food for thought. The only guy I'm willing to sacrifice is Trent. Diego Jota is going nowhere.
All right. Cool, guys. Let's move it along. Chaps, we're going to move on to your team. I think you can, take us through, Doug. What's this mess that you've got us looking at, bro? What's going on here? What the hell is this?
Right, let me break it down for you. Right, so in goal, I got Ramsdale, and then I've gone for a 3-5-2 with Shaw, Stones, Estupinian, and then in mid, Odegaard, Saka. I got Bruno Fernandes, Foden, Mitoma, and then up front I got Haaland and Nkunku. And then on my bench, I've got Areola, and then first sub is Botman, and then I've got Bayer from Burnley, and then I've got Mubama from West Ham. Yeah, read them and weep, boys. Yeah, that is my draft so far.
Do you have any money left in the bank?
I think I got 0.5.
Hey, I don't know how you guys do it, but I can see you've gone like starting 11 heavy.
No, that midfield is hectic.
No, like I
No,
can
my
see.
bad. I've got 1 million in the bank.
What? How?
No, I
What do you
can
mean
see.
how?
But
I've got 1 million in the bank.
I can see. Yeah, his defenders are 4.0 and a 0, and then he's got 2.5s, 2 5.5s and a 5. Yeah, I can see. You know, okay, for me,
The reason why I've got money in the bank, if you look at my midfield, I've got Bruno instead of Rashford, which we have saved 0.5.
0.5.
And then with my goalkeeper, I've got Ramsdale. No, Ananas is the same price. I think you've got So I think where I saved money is
Defense.
yeah. I
Oh,
think
and
it's
Nkunku. The other 0.5 is from
And Nkunku
Nkunku.
as
yeah,
well.
and
The ones that have
Nkunku.
bargain.
Yeah,
Yeah. For
yeah.
me,
Nkunku, I think is 7.5.
for
Yeah.
me, tell me why. Because your real differential here is yes, Nkunku. I think we've spoken about that, but the Bruno and Rashford debate. How did Bruno win that debate for you?
I don't know. I watched a couple of preseason games. It looks a bit slow and sluggish. He's not the same.
This Rashford.
For me, towards end of the season, yeah, Rashford. For me, end of last season, he wasn't really doing it, you know. And the problem with United at the moment, even though we've signed a striker, a young striker, is that sometimes Rashford will play up top, right, as a striker. And if you think about it, last season when he played up top, he didn't really get that many goals. Most of his goals came when he was playing out wide. Right. So that was pretty much my reasoning. Another thing is that why I chose Bruno is because with Bruno, yeah, sure, he's captain, most likely penalty taker, great with assists. So which means you'll get a lot of bonus points. Does a lot of passes. So yeah, for me it was a no-brainer. I mean, if you think about it, Rashford pretty much only gets you points when he scores. Other than that, pretty much doesn't really offer you that much. If you think about it, I mean, every now and again he takes free kicks, only long-range free kicks. He doesn't take corners. Even though in our team, Ericsson, if he's on the pitch, he takes the corners, but if he's not, Bruno is able to do that. Bruno also takes free kicks as well. So, yeah, for me, it was basically all of that put together.
You know what makes that.
And definitely with Bruno, he'll always play 90 minutes no matter what.
Yeah.
With Rashford, every now and again they might give him a break, and you never know with his injury record and so forth. And what I don't like is this whole thing that during a game, especially towards the end of last season, what would happen is, even if when Martial was playing, Martial would play up front, but then they would always take him off, right? And then that meant Rashford had to fill that spot,
Yeah.
and then they put in Garnacho. And then because of that, that made Rashford pretty much useless. You know what I mean? He wasn't as effective. So for me, I didn't like that whole situation that was going on. So for me, that's why I opted for Bruno.
I haven't watched much Man United preseason, but I think the real concern that people have when it comes to the Bruno side is just how Mount being there will affect not necessarily just his game, but even his positioning of play. Like Bruno's tend to be thrown to the right. And last time I saw preseason game starting 11, it was Mount going down the middle when Bruno's on the pitch. So for me, it just puts Bruno for me, like I feel like Bruno down the middle. That's Bruno. That's effective Bruno. So and the only reason why I tilt to Rashford is just because it's Rashford. I don't see him playing down the middle or striker. Like if he was to move to striker role, I think it would be like he'd play down the side for 60 minutes and then 30 minutes down the middle. And even though yes, he gets less goals or more, he's less effective down the middle, he might still nick a goal or something. So my point being, I feel like Rashford is still more likely to get those points and even those bonus points. With Bruno, I feel like there's no bonus points. Hardly any bonus points.
How can you say that? How can you
look,
say that? You can literally look at last season's stats. You would see that Bruno will probably get more bonus points. I promise you. I promise you.
Chaps, I think I would agree with you before Mason Mount came into the picture. And if Mount is playing at 10, Bruno's going to struggle out wide. That's a fact.
Yeah, but
If you
he's
look at-
not going to
If you
play
looked at
10.
last, no, I'm just saying. If
We're
you
going to
look at
play
last
two
season-
eights basically.
You wish.
We're going to play two eights
Wish.
basically. No.
Wish.
No, think about it. We're going to play almost two eights, in a way, with Bruno and Mount making those late runs into the box. I promise you, that's how we're going to play. That's why Ten Hag bought Mount, so that at least he's got a goal-scoring midfielder, because Fred wasn't clearly doing it,
Yeah, but you
and
see,
Eriksen wasn't doing
yeah,
it.
but with that
If
guy,
you think about it, Mount is pretty much in between those two players. Mount can be a little bit creative, and
yeah,
at
but
the same time can track back, does a lot of pressing, like Fred does. So yeah, I'm
for
just
me,
telling you, he's just literally a better
I
version.
get you, but you know why I'm
not
saying
a better version.
You know why I'm
but-
saying I think you wish you play with those two eights. That's how every person thinks Man United's gonna play. But in all honesty, bro, your wings, for me, none of your wingers are performing. And like Garnacho comes in like second half because those guys are not performing. And I'm talking about Sancho and I'm talking about Anthony. They're not doing the things that they're worth the money you paid for. And that's why Rashford is even playing on the left. He's not even accounted as a striker because we don't have freaking wings. We need thingy. That saying that, he's playing two defensive midfielders and he was playing Bruno up top to also help with the link up and the strike and stuff like that. In terms of your two centered holding midfielders, he was playing Eriksen. But now he's got Eriksen and he's got that other guy who's performing called Mainu. And I feel like he's going to be making a lot of starts. And that's why I see Mount playing in that center role. And I see Rashford on the left. And I see Bruno on the right. And then I see that Højlund guy, maybe not right off the bat, starting Højlund. I do think Rashford will start in the center or whatever. Or maybe even Sancho will actually be doing that false nine role, to be honest. And then Mount behind him, and then Bruno on the right, and then Casemiro and Mainu as holding midfielders. But that for me, that's where I'm seeing your guys' starting 11 being. And that's why it's like, hey, Rashford for me, because I feel like he will start on the left. I don't think this season he'll start as a striker. I don't and you've seen he's experimenting. He's got Sancho. He's playing Sancho as a striker, bro. He's playing Sancho as a striker. You've seen that. In the preseason, he's done that in more than one game.
Sancho's not a striker.
He's not, but he's playing him there. Just as a false
not
nine.
A striker. We own. Yeah, I know. That's because we don't have a striker, literally. But for you to say that Bruno's going to start on the right, that is absolute rubbish, right? Firstly, because we got an 80 million pound player called Anthony, and when he was fit, he played almost every game. Ten Hag loves that guy, and let me tell you why. That's because that guy can track back. All right. I'm not saying Bruno doesn't, but he can track back. He's got a lot of that guy. He's got a lot of defensive qualities. I thought the reason we bought him is for his attacking qualities, but Ten Hag loves it because he can track back and help out. He's got that tenaciousness. He's aggressive when it comes to.
But chaps, how many games did it take him for him to actually track back? Because he didn't do that off the bat. If you recall, it took him ages. It took him getting fans trolling him for saying, "Dude, what are you doing?" If you look
he was busy. He was doing busy.
But guys,
he was ball watching.
He was doing around the world.
I'm just saying.
He was doing around the world.
No, but guys, it was his first season. He had to adjust to the league. So yes, as you said in the beginning, he had to adjust to a league. He was moving from the Dutch league to the Premier League. The Premier League, guys. This is not some Mickey Mouse second division type of league, all right? This is the Premier League, where you had to literally learn that, listen, if you don't do your part going back, we're going to suffer.
Okay.
All right? So eventually Ten Hag instilled that in him and said, hey, listen, do your thing back there like I know you can. And he did it. Sometimes I wouldn't understand why he kept choosing him. But then after a while, I realized, you know what? Out of all our midfielders, this guy does a better job at tracking back than anybody. Does Rashford do that? No.
No, I'd rather
Bruno, yes, he can do that, but he doesn't have the pace. Sancho, definitely not. Garnacho, I haven't seen that much to say that he does that, but no.
That's the only thing he could do properly. Everything else, he was dismal.
Yeah.
No, look, I agree with you there. Look, he's got a lot to do in terms of his attacking prowess. I mean,
Mr.
geez,
One-footed
my
player.
word.
You know he's
Hey.
gonna go
Yes,
shimmy when he
exactly.
goes left.
It's like he doesn't have a right foot for whatever reason. It's like everything he has to do on his left,
He's got a pull
and
for a right foot.
he's not as fast. He's not as fast as I thought, but
Nah, Chubby, you sound like a guy who's
oh
trying
my
to
God.
justify the girlfriend that's been doing him wrong.
No,
Nah, dog.
guys, enough on the menu. Okay, sharp, Sisbongil. I really like the fact that you put Odegaard in your team, bruh. That guy, for me, I'm still trying to see how I can get him on my team.
I used to have him on my team.
He is so consistent, guys. Today, this goal, chaps. You see me seeing that guy in your team. It shows Utai in better. You took time. That guy's quality.
My thing is, I just couldn't find the extra 0.5 to have him in my team. I couldn't find the extra 0.5 to have him. Even now with Jesus out, I was looking at my team again, and I still don't find the that extra 0.5 to put on top of the 8 to have him in my team. And I feel like, yes, he's gonna get points, but you know how we look at we look for players who's gonna bring us points in week out. I feel like with Odegaard, it's gonna have to really be like, okay, cool, good fixture coming out.
I'm gonna share something with you guys. Last season, the only reason why I was able to win in both my mini leagues was because of Odegaard, bro. He was able to pick up his hand when it counted most. You know, those goals from deep in midfield.
Yeah,
that guy, for me, is actually making me realize that I need to make a plan. Thanks, chaps. Thank you very much.
But listen.
He's good, bro.
Listen, I'm not trying to put you. I'm not gonna put you guys off. I'm not trying to put you guys off Odegaard. But very same way I said, Liverpool needs to get ready. I noticed that with Arsenal. Arsenal has done great with their transfers. Team is great. We've got depth. But watching the boys in pre-season, we haven't clicked. The guys that we've brought in don't necessarily yet understand what and how Arteta wants to do what he wants to do. Even though they are playing with pretty much 8, 9 of the guys who've been doing what Arteta does and understand. Just Havertz being there and even Rice playing in part. It's not the same way as when we had Jesus and Zinchenko come in and things just clicked because they understood the type of manager. And if you, I don't know if you saw Sky Sports, but Declan Rice said it. Gundogan had said it, and they also asked Jesus, and they said, "Yeah, bro, when you get coached by Pep, you realize that you didn't know soccer." And it's the same with Arteta. When you get coached by him, you realize you didn't know soccer. And me saying that is saying that it's going to affect Odegaard, the fact that the midfield is new and the way it's operating. Because, yes, Havertz is there. He's not going to do exactly the same thing Xhaka's going to do. And even when you take, because it was Partey, Odegaard, and Xhaka. Even if you take out Xhaka and you put in Rice, Rice is not going to do exactly the same thing Xhaka did. And even if you take out Xhaka and you put in Havertz, Havertz is not going to do the exact same thing. And I mean role-wise, as in like you need to pass, you need to make runs there into the channels and stuff like that. They're not going to do the exact same thing. That affects how Odegaard plays. The new question now is, okay, so what's going to happen? When Rice is in, does it mean that it's allowing Odegaard to push up? Almost as if it's like a double pivot and an attack? Or when Havertz is playing, is it really a party and then both of them are pushing into the central channels? You know? But then what happens to Saka? Is he cutting in? Is Odegaard coming behind? You know? So there's a lot of those questions and we are seeing them. I see the boys and I'm like, hey, that's why we're not like whooping ass in pre-season. It's because it's like we drew yesterday and the big boys, like the starting 11, they came in and they still can do the job. You know, they're good. They're not clicking. And I feel like, yes, we have good fixtures.
Yeah,
but
man, but
not gonna
you
come
can't
through.
look at... No, wait, hold on. you can't look at yesterday's fixture and say, oh, they came on but didn't do
Yesterday, the
anything.
entire
We
season,
all
though.
know
The entire
why
preseason.
is that. It's because they got to. Oh, hold on. All right. When you defend Arsenal players here, which you hardly ever see me do. But anyway, the reason why is because we all know you guys got a big game on Sunday. You got a big game. So do you think Saka? I don't even think Saka played yesterday.
No, he
I
didn't.
don't remember seeing
He
him.
didn't. He didn't play.
But yeah. I know Odegaard came in.
Yeah.
But those guys are resting because they know they got a big game on thingy on Sunday. Do you think they're gonna really stress themselves out in yesterday's game against Monaco? I mean, literally they won that game on penalties. But I mean, your B team beat those guys. I mean, your freaking Nketiah scored.
Nah.
I agree with you,
everything.
chaps.
So
Yesterday's game.
I wouldn't take. But one thing, let me just say one thing is that with the good thing about Arsenal during preseason is that I think with every single game, at least they scored 2 goals. At least, if I'm not mistaken. Every single game, at least they scored 2 goals, except against
Monaco.
the team. But anyway, so for me, it was almost like a no-brainer in terms of getting 2 Arsenal players because first of all, they got good fixtures. I mean, the first literally 7 games, they got Man United and Tottenham, which are pretty much the hardest games. And then you got teams like Forest and Fulham and Everton and Bournemouth. Those are relegation type teams, bruh. And then your first game is at home against Forest. Bruh. And you guys last season, you guys really did well at home. So you guys are gonna kill it. Arsenal players in midfield.
All right. I get you. Look, guys.
So yeah,
we are running near the end of the stream. We've made a lot of points. I don't want us to just go over now. So I think we'll pick it up. The big game, like you said, this weekend is going to be Man City and Arsenal. I think that will be a decider as to a lot of us as to like what we're going to do with Jesus going out, as well as that Odegaard thing that we're talking about. What I find funny is the delusion we all have when we think, hey, we don't really bet for our own teams. Like, I'm not betting for Arsenal to start off well in the bet, but I'll be like, nah, Man United will do good. Whereas Man United people are like, no. Man United players, no. I bet Arsenal to do good. But anyway, yeah, any last words from you guys before we end the stream?
Interesting, like the 11 that you guys will field. Excuse me. I've got no doubt that obviously we know City can pull out rabbits out of hats. I'm not really too worried about them. I'm really keen to see Arteta. But nonetheless, guys, it's lovely drafts. I see there is certain individuals to beat. I'm not going to say who it is at the moment, but I can already see
it's okay. You can say it. We all know KK is not really up to that level, so it's okay. We all know who your main opponent is. So.
Well, I wanted to hold back because he said, if you don't change these Liverpool players, I'm going to whoop you. But when you look at what happened last season, I don't know, was he in the top 8, 10, 15? I think the only person I should really be talking to is Chaps here. And already I can see where it's coming from. But I'm just saying.
We move in silence. Somebody wins the league once and they just, I was the previous champ, so I don't know. But Chabi hasn't won it at all. So I'm not saying none. That's all I'm going to say.
What are you talking about?
That's all I'm going to say.
At least I'm consistent.
The 2 seasons
the title went from me
won it, and where I won it the first time, Chaps wasn't playing. That's all I'm going to say. So we can only talk about last season.
Okay. Cool. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see each other again next week. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. We'll be back here next week with another episode. We're going to do a bus team, which we will have in our league. We'll have our league as well. We'll have the code so you guys can join in on the banter. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and also share with your colleagues. Honestly, we hope you guys enjoy with the banter, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, gents.